I've been thinking a lot about these technologies lately. Virtual technologies. These are in many ways different and many ways the same. This is a MetaQuest 3. Cost around $500. You get some controllers, you spend a little extra money, you get a nice comfortable headset and balance the load. I'll post a video up there if you're interested in learning more about this. This is $600 for this setup you see here. $289 for a couple extra batteries, well worth it. And this is $229, so a little over $500 for this, and then $99 for this controller. The market for the MetaQuest 3 is 18 to 55-year-olds, predominantly gaming. This probably 13 to 55-year-olds. These are for people who like to fly. I've flown F-18s, SH-60s, quite a few fixed-wing aircraft. After about 20 years worth of flight testing, and after that going in other aircraft and having other similar aviation experiences, eventually you can't fly an F-18 when you're 60, 70, 50. Some people don't ever get that opportunity. But wouldn't you like to fly like Superman? This technology right here gives you that experience. You can spend a little more money or get a different configuration that will allow you to do a little bit more acrobatics, but it's amazing experience you can get out of a simple quadcopter like this. You fly it around, you can actually do some acrobatics to some extent. It really is a lot of fun. And the thing about it is, for the most part, it's about 99% safe. One of the things I noticed about wearing this and flying around quadcopter with your eyes not being able to see the ground around you, if you have any kind of balance situation going on, you could actually fall, possibly hurt yourself. So I've come up with a design here, two buckets stacked on top of each other, and this has everything to do with how much your height is. And this little bucket top that swivels, there'll be a future video where I'll actually demonstrate this outside. But my idea here is that you can sit down and pivot and safely fly this quadcopter with the Goggles N3 and the Motion 3 controller. So I'm all about safety on this channel, and I just think this would be a great idea for those who are a little nervous about standing up and trying to fly. An absolutely amazing experience. It reminds me a lot of gliding in test pilot school across the Appalachian Mountains up in California, ridge running. It was just a heck of a lot of fun because you don't get the noise with this once it's up and away that you get with a jet or a helicopter or something like that. Think about how much an aircraft costs to maintain. You know, a flight hour rate could be a couple $100 even for a simple Cessna. You're not going to get the flying experience that you can get with this. And the great thing about this, if this crashes, as long as you don't fall down and you use my little seat invention here, you're safe. Gravity's not always your friend. We used to say that every takeoff has a landing. It's just a question of whether or not you can walk away from the landing. A really great experience. I've done a lot of videos on this. I'll post them up here and down below in case you're interested. If you're 50 or even 40 and you're not much of a gamer, there's a golden opportunity with this technology. And the reason why I bought it is not to game, but to have virtually their experiences. And what do I mean by that? It's amazing how many videos you can find on YouTube and other places. They're called 360 videos. In other words, they use cameras that had lenses on, multiple cameras, one on both sides or multiple cameras, and they went up to the top of Everest. I've always wanted to go to the top of Everest. Am I going to get there in my lifetime? Probably not. But I can have a virtual experience on this Meta. When I travel around, I have some 360 cameras. Going to Bryce, going to Grand Canyon. We like to visit lighthouses, and I've done a whole bunch of virtual videos on lighthouses where you're kind of sitting near the water or up on a rocky ledge looking over the cliffs with the lighthouse in the back, or Bryce Canyon, or whatever it is. I'll post those virtual videos up here in case you're interested. One of the things I learned when I was rafting through the Grand Canyon was it was a super, what I'll call saturation experience. You walk down the Bright Angel Trail, you meet up with the rafting outfit, and you spend 9 days going down the Colorado River, camping on the side of the river, hiking and exploring, and it's just overwhelmingly beautiful. And many of the people that I was with, we all kind of came to the same conclusion. Wouldn't it be nice if you could have that experience 1 or 2 minutes for every day for the rest of your life? Well, this technology allows you to do just that. Whether you went there personally like I have, filming some of my favorite spots in Maine and New England, and I can go back and have that experience again, or someone else like me has filmed those actual locations and you can experience it for yourself. I call it about an 80% solution. What's that mean? Well, when I rode my bike across the United States, it was one heck of an experience. And I did some videoing. It was a long time ago, back in 1991. I'll post a video up there if you're interested. You can see some of the video I took. I mean, it was 1991. There was no cell phones. There was none of that. But it was an experience. And I remember when I came back to the East Coast where I live, I had some work where I had to go back over to California, and I flew across the United States like a month or so later after bicycling across the United States. I realized that I had gone every inch of the continent between where I took off on the aircraft and where I landed back in Los Angeles. Every inch I had rode with my bicycle. Now for some people, big deal. But it was an experience. But when I was looking down, it was almost surreal that I had actually done that. If I get my 360 videos out, and I don't have any from that experience, but I'm sure other people have, of different places across the United States, put it on, immerse yourself. It's amazing how quickly you can get back into that experience. I think that's why this technology is worthwhile in an area that maybe Meta hasn't even considered yet. The other thing I've done is when you have elderly relatives and maybe they can't go to a top of the mountain that they used to hike to all the time, or maybe they have a favorite spot and they've lost loved ones, I've actually videotaped some experiences and they can actually go back, put this on, and relive that experience. Now, is that 100% of a real thing? It was, and it allows you to go back and at least have a virtual experience, and like I said, about an 80% solution. And you can do it every day if you want. Some people find comfort in that. I know the meditations are really helpful for me. I've been thinking a lot about where my channel is going to go. I do a lot of repairs and making things and breaking things, but I think I'm going to start sharing more experiences like that. Thoughts about how you can take technology to invest $600 and do that flying that you've never been able to do in your life, but you can do safely on the ground and get that 80-90% experience. Fly like Superman, fly like a bird, go over some of your favorite places. It's just absolutely amazing. Or experience places that you could never go to for whatever reason with this Meta Quest 3. This is an unsponsored video. I paid for all this equipment with my own money, but I really think this is something for you to consider. Thumbs up and comments, always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in evaluations of all sorts of technology, making and breaking things, designs of all kinds, I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe, because you never know what thoughts and ideas you might see.